Wave at the king. You have to wave at the king. It's very important because they're paid tons of money to be king and queen and royalty, and they don't do anything all year but wave. This is where we get our money's worth. This is where we, come on, wave. Show up!
Yeah, no, Sven's been so unlucky lately, and you know, we miss him out there.
Switch the time zone. What do I know? I never used it, but I bring it every time. This season started off really good. I was coming back strong after a shoulder surgery that I had previous season. I was in Switzerland riding. Felt super good. And then I went for a front triple on the last jump, and I was going way too fast, and then I tried to open up and try to save it, and I twisted my ankle in the landing super hard, and I thought for sure I broke my leg. Like I was like screaming like I broke my leg. Then the heli picked me up, got down to the hospital, and nothing was broken. So I was like, what? How is that like possible? And then it turned out to be a pretty mellow injury. So I was in a walker boot for like 6 weeks. After the foot injury, I was in Sweden and I was hitting some rails, and I got to do 5 runs. And then I hooked up on a rail, landed on my shoulder and broke my collarbone in like 3 places. It went so quick from like being injured, being back, and then boom, you're back injured. It's like the worst feeling ever.
The thing you gotta know about Sven is you gotta read between the lines, okay? Like when he invited me to Monaco. I go, where do you live? He goes, Monaco. And I go, hint taken. So that's Sven's way of inviting me to live there for as long as I want. And you gotta know him to like understand that. Yeah.
So after the collarbone surgery, I was kind of like rushing it, trying to rehab, trying to put all your energy and all your work into getting back for Olympics and X Games and all of that. I started riding after 4 weeks, which was pretty tight after a collarbone surgery, but the doctors thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea.
I was with him the week he was back on the board. He was shredding, you know, and I've known Sven for so long, you know, he gets very excited. No chill zone. So he just was like straight on it with me and just sending it. Unfortunately, he was unlucky, and I was dropping right behind him when he hurt himself on the rail.
Ståle came up to me and all these guys came up to me, and I was just like, I already know what happened, so you guys can just like leave me alone. I'm just gonna sit here for 5 minutes and think about my life. You know that Olympics, X Games, and almost your whole season is like gone in a second.
Shit happens, I mean, it's part of the game, but it was just like, it's a bit too much with only having 1 week until the next injury. But
Sven definitely had a nasty season this season, a lot of injuries, but it's one of those things that happens to everybody pretty much that are riding. And I definitely had similar scenarios, but what I like about it though is that you pretty much always come back stronger and more pumped and more motivated than before.
After a lot of thought and consideration, I have now officially taken on the job as Sven's life coach. Did he ask me to be his life coach? No. Am I doing it anyway? Yes. You're welcome, world.
All right, we just arrived to Kläppen, sunny, looking nice. I did the last X-ray 2 days ago, and my doctor said it would be a bad idea to ride X Games in Norway. I'm gonna try to think smart and not stress too much about one contest. Just make the call after I've been riding. I feel super good. It was super fun to come here, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to ride it before this. I was kind of like, yeah, I might just go up and hang and chill, it'll be fun. But then I could actually ride, so yeah, feeling strong, feeling good. So it's nice. So I'm just coming back from an injury. You worked with Zlatan. I'm kind of in the same situation, dealing with comeback.
So you're saying you're exactly like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, pretty much?
I don't know, but...
All right then, so you haven't done a single trick in 9 months, but you're gonna be in the X Games on the big air jump.
Pretty much.
That's awesome, that's awesome. I've always said, practice is for amateurs. Practice? I mean, I'm sorry, but what are you, a ballet dancer? I need to practice my ballet. Well, I gotta be honest, ballet is actually pretty badass. Point is, practice is for losers. So you wanna lose? Practice.
Sven is hungry. Sven is the most hungry person I know. I think it just makes him even more stoked, you know, and he's back, you know, as you saw him at X Games doing back 14s, just boom, right back on the board again, you know, in May on the slushy scaffolding jump.
X Games Norway was kind of like a wild card. The doctor didn't really want me to compete, and I was back riding, but I wasn't back riding like 100%. It was more about proving to myself that I could do it and proving to others that I was kind of back. And in the end, the result didn't really matter too much. It was good to just be back and see everyone and hanging out, and to at least squeeze in one contest before the season was completely over. So. Right after X Games, we went to Folgefonna, Norway, and probably the best trip I ever had to Folgefonna. Sunny, perfect, no wind the whole time we were there, and for sure the sickest crew too.
Sven just hit me up and asked if I wanted to join in on this monster shoot that he's got going on, and I was pumped. I always wanted to come to Folgefonna, and yeah, it's my first time. So
he hit us all up and only expected a couple of us to come, but we all showed up, and we've had like the sickest week ever.
One of the most beautiful places in the world, in my opinion. The main like snowboard glacier in Norway for summer snowboarding, and also jumping in the water, hanging out, camping. Just like the best recipe for good times, you know?
for coming out of that, for being out at such a peak time with the Olympics and everything, he's so pumped on snowboarding. It's so refreshing because I've ridden all year and I was kind of coming here, oh yeah, you know, we'll hit the jump and everything, but he is so pumped on snowboard right now that we've all gotten this like new energy, svenergy from him riding, you know. It's like a whole breath of fresh air, so it's sick. What he went through is crazy, but he's literally just kept a smile on his face the whole time and just loves snowboarding still, which is sick.
Yeah, the riding was amazing. It was just good times, perfect, like all these sunset shoots. That's kind of like why we always go there, to like have those sunset sessions.
It's looking beautiful. Just look at this jump that Folgefonna built for us right here.
Big expectations for tonight. Waited a couple days for this moment. It's here. It's ours for the taking.
It's gonna be a lot of airtime, I believe. So we're pumped.
It's go time. Time to go Rambo. Let's go!
I never lost doubt or like energy to battle it out, kind of. Every injury teach me to appreciate what I have in snowboarding more, and you got to see the positive side of the injuries too. And my career has pretty much been injury free up until this last year, so in a way I've been kind of lucky, and I think everyone has to go through some hard times to learn how to appreciate and to go forward in life, kind of.
What we can expect from Sven is for Sven to just keep doing his thing like he's always been doing. And he's definitely not chilling. So he's gonna keep it going, be all in, and do his thing.
After watching him ride the last week, he's going to crush it next season for sure. I think it's just a matter of him being healthy right now.
We still have a lot of time until the season starts, so I think Sven is going to come back strong, really strong.
Me neither, but he probably said good stuff, so I would Google him, you know?